Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the One Meal Channel, where we make a massive meal for ourselves, similar to that of the OMAD diet, and consume it all by ourselves. We don't share it with anybody, because we are a big growing boy who just worked out in the yard all day. We don't need to share our food with anybody else, even though it could probably feed a family of 3. If you want to enjoy this video as much as other people enjoy this video, because we have people from all around the world, we have people from Canada, Greece, people from not those places watching right now, they like to enjoy with a food or beverage of their own, or maybe they're just listening to this as they're going to sleep. And if that is you, I encourage you to have a toast or a bite of food with me in celebration of another upload on the One Meal Channel in 1, 2, 3. That is fantastic. And of course, that was some bone broth that we had, our famous homemade bone broth. Last couple of days, I'd been sipping on bone broth that had been completely unseasoned, and I decided I had enough of it. We have thoroughly seasoned our bone broth with the garlic salt, and I have to say I could now drink that all day. Season your broth. I want to give a big shout out for a very special commenter on our last video. I said, hey, I'm cooking with butter a lot more than I usually do. I cut out bacon from my diet recently, as much as that pains me to admit to you. And I said, look, I use the grease from the bacon to cook up my potatoes, to cook up everything else that I eat. What shall I do now? I don't want to use vegetable oils. I don't want to use butter. What other options do I have? And one commenter very hopefully suggested that I use coconut oil. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. So today is officially the last day that I will be cooking with butter for one of my normal meals. I do like to go fishing. I do like eating steaks. So if we cook those things up, we'll switch back to butter. But for these types of meals with the rice, we'll be going to coconut oil. And I have to say, that is a fantastic suggestion. This is going to be our last video before I take a 2-day break in order to do my graveyard shift work. And so in the mornings, after I get off of work and before I start up my regular job, I will go to the store and grab myself some coconut oil. And I think that would be fantastic. For you daily viewers, I apologize for the video coming out so late. Again, somebody suggested that they watch these videos as they get ready to go to bed. So they're probably not missing anything. They don't see anything unusual. But some of you are locked and loaded, ready to go right at 5 o'clock for a video to come out. And this video hasn't come out until much later. So I do apologize for that. There was another long day of yard work that needed to get done. So we are getting to, you'll see, I'm Mountain Standard Time, so 7 o'clock my time, about 9 o'clock Eastern. We're getting to our food rather late. Let's once again give a huge, warm welcome to all the new OMAD people that are coming in right now. After seeing some OMAD comments, like, hey, how long have you been eating 1 meal a day? How long have you been doing OMAD? To be honest, I was like, I didn't know OMAD was a thing until probably 2 months ago, to be honest with you. I've been eating 1 meal a day for well over a year, close to 2 years now. But I didn't know OMAD was like a regular community, just like carnivore or keto or something like that. So I did a little bit of research on you guys, and rice is not a very common food item in your diet. There's a lot of meats. I'd say it's kind of like a Viking diet, right? You're eating like cranberries and ribeyes dipped in fat and brie. Sounds awesome, by the way. That is extremely appealing to me. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. That level of eating is not in the budget for me. I used to do that. That cost me a lot of money. I did that for probably about 6 months. Some of the best eating that I've ever had. But I neglected some other aspects of my life. If I ever do make changes to my diet in that way and I start eating massive steaks and things like that, you'll know there have been some changes in my life, because that is very nice. But I saw somebody else commented, they said that they were keto. So that means no rice. I don't know. Are you using like quinoa or something like that? I'd be curious what type of recipes you guys use. Keto is very specific because it delineates. It keeps you. It's separate from carnivore, right? You know, carnivore. I think most of the times like it's meats, fats, and like eggs. I think like a lot of carnivore people will include eggs in their diet and still consider themselves carnivore. So I'm curious, yeah, with the keto, you know, I haven't done keto. I understand the premise of it. You know, you eat in a fashion that puts your body into a recurrent state of ketosis. I have put my body in a recurrent state of ketosis back when I needed to lose a lot of weight because I used to be like twice the weight I am now. But yeah, I'm curious. So obviously no rice. Are you using like a substitute, or are you guys just still heavy meat eaters? But when I say guys, I mean everyone. I'm just saying it generally. It's not a gendered word in my book. Just curious what you guys use as a substitute, because I'm struggling over here. I did a little bit of math the other day. I've been so focused on hitting my calories, because for a while I was losing weight when I really didn't need to, if that makes sense. Now it's an additional problem. I was overweight, and so I needed to be in a calorie deficit. Now I'm at exactly the weight I want to be. Honestly, I'd rather be like 15 pounds heavier with like a lot more muscle on me. Just, you know, it's tough to maintain that. But anyway, I digress. Now I'm at a weight that I like and I like to stay at. And so anytime I find myself losing weight, I got to put the calories back on while still being, you know, healthy. I can't just start pounding donuts as much as I like to. So I'm good on my calories. I'm hitting a consistent like 2,000 calories a day with the amount of eggs that I'm eating, potatoes, rice. But that rice is a solid 1,000 calories of my meal every day. You know, the chicken, despite having, you know, at least 8 ounces of it every day, and push that up to a pound sometimes. I mean, it's not very calorically dense. That's what's so good about it, is it fills you up without having a whole lot of calories. 1,000 calories worth of rice. You know, then the tortillas on top of it for, you know, when I'm working at, that's like 340 calories. Sorry about that. And then the potato, it's like, oh my gosh. Is that 1,500 calories of carbs out of a 2,000 calorie a day diet? That's ridiculous. You know, now I'm starting to feel like the bacon wasn't such a bad thing to have in my diet with the amount of fat and protein I was getting from that. So I started looking into some alternatives, and I found that quinoa, you know, the lentils were a good alternative that people would use. And I'm not going to be jumping on that train, you know, making that change in my life as quick as I am to the coconut oil, let's say. Let me tell you why. And this is going to be either a really dumb reason or a reason that you can empathize with, because we've all been there. There are no foods that I really don't like, but there are foods that I would really just not prefer to eat. And some of those foods include like oatmeal. Because when I was a kid, my mom made oatmeal for me every day, every single morning for a year. And I can make food like this for myself every single day for a year and not get tired of it. But oatmeal, I got really tired of it. Really tired of it. To the point that perfectly well-made batch of oatmeal at, you know, about day 300, I was putting it in my mouth and I was feeling sick to my stomach. I was feeling like I was going to, I mean, a lot of you are eating right now, so I won't get into the deal, but it was repulsive. It was absolutely repulsive. Even to this day, I was looking to make some changes to my diet. I'm always changing things, trying to improve it. And I knew that oatmeal would be a good thing to include. And so I bought some oatmeal. And Noah can tell you, if you were to ask him, he knows exactly where that tin of oatmeal is. And he knows that it has not been touched. I've had it for, since I moved here, which was like 2 years ago almost. It has not been touched in over 2 years. Well, I went through a similar type of experience with quinoa and lentils, where it was oatmeal for breakfast every morning and lentils and quinoa for lunch or dinner every single day. And so talking about it makes me sick, to be completely honest. I haven't figured out a way to get over it. I haven't really been in a position where I thought that I would eat a whole lot of it. But if I'm ever in a restaurant or I'm ever out somewhere and I have the option to get lentil soup or the option to get something with quinoa in it, I will pass that up for basically anything else that's on the menu. So the thought of starting that up at home actually is very unappetizing to me. Talking about it much more is going to make me have trouble eating this meal, and I'm starving because of all of the labor that was done today. So that's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird thing to say out loud. But if I take the rice out of my diet, I'm not going to be getting enough calories. And if I supplement it for 2 pounds of chicken, I'm just not going to be able to finish all of it. You know what I mean? So my meals are big enough as it is, 2.5, 3 pounds worth of food. I got to keep my meals around that weight. Anything more than that, I won't be able to eat it. And if I take anything away from what I have now, I won't be getting enough calories. So something that if you have a keen eye, you've probably picked up on already, is I'm eating like a plate of eggs, but I'm still using eggs in my meal. So I'm getting about 8 eggs a day now. And I feel like that's good for me. I'll do that. There's about 70 to 80 calories in an egg. The yolk is extremely fatty, which is awesome. I'm eating a little bit less rice. I'm having like 3/4 of a cup of rice instead of a whole cup of rice. But still, that's a lot of carbs to eat every single day. So we'll see. Even if I do this, eat the same way that I am right now for the next few months, I don't think anything bad is going to happen to me. But if I keep eating this way for the next few years, that's going to be a problem. Now, of course, there are much simpler solutions to this. Don't eat one meal a day. Space it out more throughout the day. Like I said, we'll just eat more of the other foods. Just take the rice out. Or just man up and eat the quinoa and eat the lentils. Or maybe you guys have... I'm going to do this. Don't do this at home. You might burn yourself. Maybe you guys have like a third or fourth option for me that I can add in as a rice substitute. It doesn't have to go into a tortilla. I have like meal prepping containers that I can use. It's just with how much food I eat in one meal, I end up bringing like 2 or 3 containers just to eat my one meal if I eat it out. So it's easier to put it in a tortilla. So yeah, I've been coming to you for a lot of suggestions the last couple of days, and I feel a little bit bad coming back yet again. But I have a feeling for the next few months, I will be eating very similarly to how I'm eating right now. Maybe just adding some additional eggs like I've been doing. But I acknowledge that the amount of carbs in that are just not optimal. It's suboptimal. So if you're not going to give me advice, send me like lots of steak, you OMAD people. Send me lots of steak pictures. Show me that 16-ounce steak that you have, dipped in good fats and good butter, like that quality butter. I have some ideas of what I can do. But I'm just not going to share them right now because I can't. I'm not going to make that adjustment like quickly. It would still be a couple of months out, even in an optimized. Even if I optimized my format and what I was going to adjust to, it'd still be a couple of months before I changed what I ate the way that I'm thinking. So I don't want to share anything just yet. One thing that's never going to change, however, is the bone broth. Even if I switched over, say I was made of money, and I switched over to steaks, I would still get, chicken bones or beef bones, and cook those down and make into a beautiful stock for myself and have that every single day. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't at least beef bones, maybe not chicken bones, but don't beef bones have a good source of collagen in them that comes out when you boil it down? I know bones have collagen in it, but it's like, isn't that the benefit that you're getting from bone broth that you're not getting from other regular broths? Is that you're getting a good amount of collagen protein out of that. And obviously collagen protein is essential for joint health. As you hear, my joints just cracking like crazy. I don't know if the mic picked that up. So I wouldn't be opposed to taking a collagen protein supplement. I've seen some people, they eat something kind of like they get something kind of like a bouillon cube, but instead of it just being like chicken stock that they can break down, it's like that collagen protein. I think that's what it is. I would not be opposed to like incorporating something like that into my diet. But if the bone broth is going to give me that, on its own, then I'd rather just stick with that. I like making my bone broth every single week. It's kind of a therapeutic process for me, and it's simple, it's easy, especially since, I just use rotisserie chicken every time that I cook. Speaking of, got about 9% of battery left on my GoPro. Brought it out. It was already quite low. I thought I did a good job of charging it. Apparently not. So let's cut our chicken down here. And let's wrap up here real quick. This will be a shorter episode. Besides, you guys will appreciate that. Shorter episodes mean quicker uploads. So you'll be seeing this a lot sooner than a longer video. Perfect, and let's add the rice. Kind of weird putting it in a bowl like that and then adding it back again, but what are you gonna do? Oh, give you some light here. I remember the first video that I made. It got a great reception. YouTube blessed me by shooting it out in the algorithm to a bunch of different people. A lot of people watched it. A lot of people commented. But the top comment was, "Turn your lights on before recording, doofus." It's like, hey, duly noted, thank you. I watched the video back and I went, oh yeah, it is kind of dark. I made food without any of the kitchen lights on and without the light here underneath the microwave. So, oh, yeah, you got a point. we've come a long way since that initial video. That initial video got a lot of views, but really what I'm after is a small and dedicated community of people that just get their immediate needs met from watching these videos. I don't really care why you watch the video. I mean, I care about you, but I don't care about like your reason, right? If you have a reason, I don't think any reason is stupid. Some people watch these videos before they go to bed. Some people watch them because they're looking for inspiration. Some people watch it because they just find it weird or interesting. Yeah, I don't care what your reason is. I just know that I'm gonna upload a video almost every day. Again, tomorrow and the day afterwards, I'm gonna take a quick break so that I can focus on work. And then yeah, after that, we'll get right back to uploading again. And the cool thing is, something that you can just have on in the background, listen to, or not. And in a year's time, you'll be able to follow us on our journey, maybe learn a little bit about me, and I'll learn a little bit about you, and we'll see some different sites, do some different things. If you are new, I will, in the short battery percentages that we have left, we'll share with you a few things that you can look forward to that the longtime viewers have been blessed with seeing. I went to Japan earlier this year, and so they got to see a lot of the foods that I ate out there out of respect to the Japanese people and their culture. I didn't do any filming when I was out and about. I think streamers have given Americans in particular a very bad rap with the Japanese, and I do not want to even give anyone that impression that I'm doing something like that. But I did take some photos of my food and I brought it back and I made a few videos about that, gave you a little bit of insight about, you know, some of my challenges. If you're interested in that type of stuff, you can watch those videos back on my channel. I have cooked some steaks before on the channel. I've cooked with fish, and fishing season is going to open up here a little bit after Memorial Day. I'm going to be looking forward to spending some weekends out there fishing, and I'm looking forward to that, which of course means that I'm going to come back and cook those fish up. So those of you who were back all the way around Christmas time saw our Christmas fish episode. That was very well received. We must return to the fish episode. So even if these videos aren't your stuff, maybe you don't want to stick around and watch them every single day, tune in every once in a while. Right? Tune in every once in a while, come back. Don't say goodbye forever. Let's see what other type of food that we got cooking up. And of course, always skip to the end to see how much our food weighs. And make your guesses. Make your guesses right now. I mean, I have pretty average sized hands here. I mean, it's a lot of food. Today it is 2.56 pounds. 2.56 pounds, and that's good. That is good. Anything over 2.5 pounds, I know that I'm getting my calories for today. So that's going to be our video. It's a shorter one today. I think we're doing a better job of getting our 35-minute videos consolidated down into something closer to 22 minutes. I appreciate all of you. Again, sorry for the later upload, but I am staying committed to uploading on the days that I said I was uploading on. I will see you all in a couple of days. Bye. Oh, it didn't turn off. Shoot.